Let's go. Hello, everyone. We are back and we're going to do a little sitcoms draft. We got Preston at the beach. We got Leo in the stars. Nick inside of the orbit. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
I got the glow.
He has the glow. Nick has the special glow. I am the lion, the leader. We're gonna do a little sitcom draft today. We're gonna go through some of our favorites sitcoms through the year. I know that I usually start these off with a little statement, but I'm gonna cede the floor to Leo because Leo did a little bit of a breakdown on what a sitcom actually is. Leo, what did we learn on what a sitcom is?
Ladies and gentlemen, what's in a name? What's in a sitcom? In a sitcom, there are situations and there's comedy. There's also characters that you can follow that are consistent from one episode to the next. They don't change. And this is about that, but is it about sitcoms that were started in the 90s or the 89s that became popular in the 90s?
He just gave you the category.
He said in the.
Give him a rundown of the category.
This man said in the 89s, not the 80s, the 89s.
I say that because we're about to experience some sitcoms that gained popularity in the 90s, but they were created in 89.
So we're 90s.
You look like you need to be standing on the corner of Whitehorse and some road right now with that beer in your head and saying that in the 89s and stuff.
In the 89s.
Cut it out, bro.
In the 1989s.
My favorite sitcom is Salinas.
Salinas Quintanilla Perez. I don't know what these gringos talk about.
Run it down, CZ. Give us the categories, bro.
Yo.
The categories, well, it's not categories, it's time frames. Anything before 1970, because as Preston said before we started, television may not have even existed until.
Those were not my exact words. That's not what I said exactly.
Did television exist in the 50s? Which I feel like is very disrespectful to somebody who is an idol of Leo and Ricky Ricardo. I'm just saying. So
well, of course, the response from Nick was, yeah, there was, because he was alive in the 50s.
Yes,
so he
yes.
knows.
Well, Nick was born in 1946, but again, pre-1970s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and 2010s and beyond. I was going to say 2010s, but you know what? If you're really feeling a sitcom that came out in the last year plus, let it fly. So the draft order is Nick, Leo, Preston, me. We're going to do a little snake draft. Nick, you start this off. You can go anywhere. If you want to start in the 80s, start in the 80s. You want to start in the 90s, start in the 90s. Go wherever you want, baby. It's all you.
I'm going to start in the 90s.
Okay.
And I'm going to go with Martin.
I knew that would be your pick.
Leo and I were talking about that last night. We said that there were two shows that we thought that you would have taken number one. If you
can't say any more right now, CZ. You can't do that.
But you took Martin. Okay. Leo, you're up.
You're on mute, pal.
He's so special.
He's so
something. Especial.
Mine will be The Simpsons.
That's a cartoon, bro.
There we go.
That's a sitcom.
Here we go.
That's a sitcom. Yeah, it's a sitcom. You could put Family Guy, or I don't want to go on and give more, but you could put cartoons.
Stop saying shows.
Yeah, I had a cartoon in my board. I got a board.
Leo,
Look,
Leo specifically.
Okay. I'll allow it. Go.
Preston,
Go.
you're up.
Dang. I'm taking Seinfeld.
You're taking Seinfeld.
Woo!
Yeah, I'll take Seinfeld, and that's my 90s.
Hot, baby.
That is my 90s pick.
That is a very good point. Leo, you didn't specify.
That's what he
is
was
The
talking
Simpsons?
about, wasn't it?
What is The Simpsons? Is it 80s or 90s?
What is it?
Is it 80s or 90s?
It's 90s.
It's still on, isn't it? Like it's still on now,
Yeah.
isn't it?
So we're gonna, okay, wait.
It
Leo,
started in the 80s, though.
that's why I was gonna say The Simpsons debuted December 17th, 1989. So if we have set the precedence that a show that came out in 1989 is the 90s.
Seinfeld came out in 89, I think.
It
It was
did.
the late 80s
And
one,
you
yeah.
said 90s. So that means we ain't playing this bullshit of, 1989 is 1990, 1979 is
You
1980.
can round up. We'll allow it to round up. It's
2
90.
to 3 years. 2 to 3 years, I think it can go, because if the majority of the show's run is in the next decade, like if it shows
we'll
in
say within a
89,
year. Within
Huh?
a year. Each end. Within a year. It's within a year, bro.
1 year.
December 17th, 1989, or whatever he said. That's a couple of days, and then it's the 90s.
Or do
Yeah.
we do a full cutoff at the 90?
No, okay. Do you want Simpsons as 80s or 90s, Leo? I say you should take it as 90s. That's where it
90s,
belongs.
that's what he chose.
I mean, I got something else if you're not gonna
No,
allow
no,
it.
no, no, no.
Put it in
No.
90s.
I'm just asking, do you want for the 80s or the 90s? So we could set a precedent here. Because,
Said 90s.
here
I don't
we
want
go.
no 89 shit allowed.
You just did this in the last draft. You picked Napster for a 90s draft, and it was like
Because
a day
here's the
left.
thing, Leo, the only reason I say that is if you, because you picked before Preston, if you want to be an agent of chaos, I'm giving you the choice right now, and say that The Simpsons are the 80s, Preston gets fucked, and Seinfeld is the 80s as well.
Yeah, so Simpsons isn't valid then. Neither is
So it
Seinfeld.
valid. Do you want to be the 90s or the 80s?
The Napster's invalid for your 90s draft.
Bro, let it
Here.
be a year.
We ain't talking about practice. We're talking about the game. We're talking about today's game. We don't need to talk about the call.
Are you taking The Simpsons in the 80s or the 90s, Leo?
I mean, I can't take it in the 80s because this is a 90s draft.
No, it's not a 90s draft. This
Why
is
not?
a sitcoms draft.
This is not 90s draft. We already did that.
We just
I
in the
thought it was
90s
sitcom
category
90s
right
draft.
now.
No,
No, this
it's
is just
sitcoms,
sitcom.
period.
Pick a
Man.
decade when that pick is from, though, for you.
I say 90s Simpsons.
Okay, that's
90s.
all we're
And
asking.
then Seinfeld is the 90s as well.
Okay. All right.
Thank you. Moving along.
Yes, I'm taking the Fresh Prince for the 90s.
Woohoo!
I just ruined it. That's what I thought Nick would have taken one if he didn't take Martin.
No, I knew it was going to be Martin. He talks about Martin once a day, so I knew it was going
Black,
to be Martin.
black people go, hey, black people love the Fresh Prince, but they going with Martin over Fresh Prince all
Okay.
day.
Damn.
Martin
that's
is
a bold
Martin is
statement.
a cult movement, bro.
Okay, well,
People could say Martin lines, and you know exactly what they're talking about. I can hold up my 4 fingers and say fifth flow, and you know what I mean. You can't do that with Fresh Prince stuff.
Okay.
Certain stuff, but like, but I don't know. You know what I mean. That was a good one, though, CZ.
Okay, so the 90s are now done. The 90s are now done. And I'm going to take for the 2000s, just because I like the show, I'm taking How I Met Your Mother. Big fan of How I Met Your Mother. So we're going to do that. Presto, you are up. You have, everybody took the 90s. I was the only one that took something that wasn't 90s. So take something not the 90s.
Yeah, I will take The Office. as my thousands sitcom.
Ooh. I like it. Leonardo.
I'm gonna take Rick and Morty.
Okay. Okay. Is that the 2000s or 2010 and beyond? I don't know Rick and Morty. Is that
That's
2000s?
tens.
That's 10s?
No, that's tens.
That's 10s? Okay. Nick, you got 2 picks.
Yeah. Well, hold on. 2000s.
You can take 2000s, 2010s and beyond, 70s, 80s, pre-70s.
I did have to look up some, Nick. I had to research a little bit.
I'm gonna go with 80s
Mm-hmm.
right now,
You can.
and I'm going to go with Married with Children.
Okay.
Not what I
Al
expected.
Bundy.
Not what I expected from you. That is a great show. That's not what I expected, though.
Now that's one for the. If guys were looking, most men would probably pick Bundy. I grew up on Bundy. That was hilarious too.
Yeah.
Bundy.
Leo, you're next, right?
No, Nick has 2 picks.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead, Nick. Second pick. You've done 90s and 80s, so you've got thousands, tens, 60s, 70s, or 70s and 70s before.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go with 70s and I'm gonna go with 70s, and I'm gonna go with Sanford and Son.
That is
It's a good one.
all for the course as well.
That was high on my board.
Yeah.
Good pick.
Sanford and Son.
Okay.
I chose Sanford and Son and Married with Children.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
That
Strong.
was me for the 80s right there.
That's
I love
strong.
that.
That's
You
strong.
have so you've done 70s, 80s, 90s. So you got the far ends now left.
He's got the stuff that he's yeah.
I got stuff out of the way, you know.
You got things. Yeah.
Now it's Leo.
Who's
Right?
it on?
Leonardo.
All right. So for
Come
my
on,
next
DiCaprio.
pick, I'm gonna go with The Nanny.
Ooh,
What?
the nanny name,
And-
friend. That
No,
was a good one.
no, The Nanny is a 90s.
You sure?
The Nanny is the 90s.
I
Double
think
check that.
Nanny's
He's got his
2000.
90s already.
The Nanny is, yeah, The Nanny is November 3rd, 93 to June 23rd, 99. That is the
Okay.
90s.
Okay.
Ah,
Toss it.
Okay. I'm gonna go with The Brady Bunch.
60s or 70s?
That is pre-70s. Big
Check
one.
it. Check that.
I think that's
that's 70s, bro.
That's a 69er.
Butterfly collars.
It's a
No, he can
69er.
call that though. We said if it's within a year, he can pick, right?
Right.
So fair.
Okay, so I'll do The Brady Bunch in the 60s.
In the 60s, big. I think that's the top pre-70s off the board. That's why I had to ask. So that is the top, in my opinion, that's the top pick from the pre-70s off the board. Good pick.
I disagree. I had two or three above that in my personal opinion for the 60s. But I actually had that in 70s because I didn't have as much. Sanford and Son, and I had Brady Bunch on my 70s board. I'm talking because it's my turn. So you got Brady Bunch. I'm gonna take a 70s because it seems like I've got more options elsewhere.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna take MASH as my 70s.
Okay.
MASH?
I'm taking MASH. Korean
That's
War.
nice to go to sleep to.
Yeah, dude, it's good though. It's a great show.
Yeah.
Okay.
A good sitcom can make you laugh and make you cry sometimes. MASH is definitely one of those.
You God bless. I am going to double check. This one was the 70s, and I took it. Nick, I'm going to typecast here. I think that this would have been your number 2 for the 70s. Good Times.
Ooh.
Good Times. And then pre 70s, I mean, I just had to take 1-1 off the board. I Love Lucy. I mean, that's.
Are we done?
Oh yeah.
I Love Lucy.
Is that 50s?
That I think that's 50s. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I Love Lucy and Good Times is what I took.
Good.
So what categories do I have left again?
When you're up, we could say it, but you have pre-70s, 2000s, and 2010s and beyond.
Yeah. Is it me? It's me again now, right?
It is you again.
Okay. I'm going to take Andy Griffith, which is, I guess, typecasting me.
Yes, in the most typecast ever. Sure, Leo.
It's a great show. I still enjoy that show, man. It's wholesome television.
I'm gonna go with Gilligan's Island.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, great pick, actually. That's your best pick so far.
The only problem with that, Leo.
In the 70s.
Are you sure?
Yes. I looked it up.
more
Second and third season aired in the 70s.
Okay, so here is where we need to deliberate. And I will let I will let the rest of the group decide if we allow this. So Leo picked the Brady Bunch, which debuted in 69, but ran through the 70s. He also picked
that one. Yeah.
He also picked Gilligan's Island.
Which debuted when? Like
all of his picks have been like this.
19
You don't have to run that down to
It ran from 1964 to 1967. So that's
64.
Fucking snitch.
So
Just
that's
flip 'em.
pre-7.
All right, we'll just flip them. Just we'll let him flip
Are we
those two.
allowing him to flip? I'll
Yeah,
allow
just
him.
let him flip those two.
Okay.
Because he's just
Pre-70.
botched. He doesn't have time and space doesn't he doesn't know what time is. So we'll help him in that regard.
Nick, you have pre-70s. Everybody else has their pre-70s off the board. You have 2000s and you have 2010s and beyond. So you can, if I'm you, I'm waiting until the last pick for pre-70s because everybody else has picked them. So take something else, but you have 2
I'm
picks.
going with 2000s right now. And I'm going to go with Big Bang Theory.
That's a good one. And you got another pick. You got pre-70s and 2010 and beyond.
2010 and beyond, huh?
Mhm.
So you got like basically present day and ancient.
I know it. Like, what's funny now? Is there
I struggled.
anything that's really entertaining? I don't really.
I mean, you could go Netflix. You could go.
Okay. 2010 and beyond. Dave, Lil Dicky.
Bingo. That's a good
Got
pick.
you. That's my
a good
pick.
Okay. Leonardo, you have 2 picks left. You got the 80s and you got the 2000s.
Hold on, Chris. What do you have left?
I have the 80s and 2010s and beyond.
You're taking Ted Lasso, last pick, aren't you?
I don't believe I am. I know exactly what I'm taking the last pick.
All right. So I think I'm going to go with the Wonder Years for my 80s.
Okay.
All right. No
Let's go.
comments there.
Winnie
Nothing? Okay.
Cooper. God.
Okay. It's me then, right?
Yeah,
I got to okay.
you got the 80s and 2010 and beyond.
Yep.
Winnie Cooper.
Cosby Show, 80s.
I was about to fucking say, if that got to me, whew, I mean, shit.
Yeah. Okay.
I was about to say how the Cosby Show didn't go. Okay, and now I'm going to take my two most valued picks to close me off. I feel like I win. I'm going to walk away smiling. I am taking, and break them down however you want. For the 80s, I'm taking Cheers. And for 2010 and beyond, I'm taking Parks and Rec.
Great picks.
Cheers. Okay. I'll give that to you. Sam Malone.
Yeah, no, good picks.
I'll give that to you, Sam and Rebecca.
Uh-huh.
Norm.
Your last
Well,
pick, Preston.
Go deliver some mail. I'll give that to you.
P, your last pick is for 2010s and beyond. I feel like you left a nice little red herring on where you're going, but
I didn't.
make the pick.
I guess. Well, yeah, red herring would be a distraction. I'm not going Ted Lasso, even though I do like that show. I actually just thought specifically 10s. I guess I didn't realize we were doing 10s and beyond.
And beyond.
So I wrote Bob's Burgers. It's my only cartoon, but it's my 10s.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Leo, you're closing off in the 2000s.
Friends.
Friends is not the 2000s.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Friends is distinctly not the 2000s.
It is undrafted, though.
It is undrafted.
We have a lot of good ones undrafted. I want to review.
We have
a
a
few.
lot of good ones undrafted. Yes.
Yeah.
Dude.
So I'm gonna go with damn.
What does he have?
2000s.
Oh, Leo, I got like 4 here.
I'm about to crush y'all.
You want help?
Well, we are not doing this. Let the man speak his own language. And by the way, what I'm going to do after this, after we're done, I'm going to go through lists of the top comedy shows of the 70s, 80s, blah, blah, and see what we did and didn't. I'm just going to go with like the top 10.
Z, I've got a board of a few of them. It's not showing up.
All right, I'm gonna go with Parks and Recreation.
I took it
Right.
already for the 2010s.
He ain't even paying attention, bro.
He is trying his best, and I appreciate that.
He ADD. Come on, Zorro.
All right, I'm gonna go with That 70s Show.
There we go.
That's 90s.
98. I would allow that.
We got 10 minutes left. Thanks, Zoom. Nick, your last pick is the pre-70s.
Happy Days.
Happy Days. That's a great one. So I'm going to do a quick rundown on the top of the 70s. I'm just going to give you the top 5 from each. According to IMDb, top 5 of the 70s were All in the Family, MASH, Mary Tyler Moore Show, Brady Bunch, and Happy Days. In the 80s, Cosby Show, Cheers, Family Ties, Golden Girls, Who's the Boss? The 90s, Seinfeld, Friends, Frasier, Home Improvement, Roseanne.
Family Matters, dog.
The thousands were Arrested Development, The Office, 30 Rock, Veep, and, well, it says The Office UK, so then I'll put Louis. And then the best of the 2010s were Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Parks and Rec, Good Place, Community, Modern Family.
And a good one would have been Sister.
Yeah, sure.
I had some other ones on my board, Z, I'd like to mention. I had 60s, The Munsters, Beverly Hillbillies, I Dream of Jeannie. I remember watching I Dream of Jeannie. All
Dinosaurs.
Mention All in the Family. And
yeah, 70s.
That's Full House was undrafted.
Yep.
Full House went undrafted. Different Strokes also.
Home Improvement.
Yep. The Jeffersons.
Yep.
What else?
Oh, I was between the Jeffersons and Good Times. I don't know why. I went Good Times.
Brothers.
Yeah.
I had King of the Hill on my board. Not up super high, but I do love King of the Hill. I'll tell you what.
I had Golden Girls on mine.
Yep.
Charles in Charge.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx Show. That was a good one. I like Jamie Foxx Show.
Oh, we said Cooper.
Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Charles in Charge was my shit. I'm sorry, bro.
Charles in Charge was good. That was a good one.
Charles in Charge.
Yeah.
Smart Guy.
But who had the best jingle out of those shits though? I'm gonna go with Golden Girls. I'm sorry. If I hear
Thank you for being a friend.
It has to be Andy Griffith, dude. The whistling.
I don't know. Hey,
come on.
Fresh Prince shit too. That was
Fresh Prince was literally a song. Like that.
Oh, dude, somebody play the Family Matters song right now. Though.
And
good time.
Talking about the whistling. What about the Sanford and Son?
Yeah.
Did you know that Quincy Jones produced that shit?
Really?
I think I did know that.
Yeah. Yep. Quincy Jones.
Did you know that Quincy Jones' daughter was in Parks and Recreation?
Yeah, Rashida Jones. Yeah, she's a big actress.
Oh, what?
Yeah, that's Rashida Jones. That's Quentin Jones. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
He's still slanging. He's still slanging.
That's his daughter.
What?
I like Big Bang Theory song too.
Yeah.
The way it come on. You know what I mean?
I honestly don't know that show.
What?
I've never really watched that show, I don't think.
So just try to wrap your head around this for a minute. Quincy Jones, now that we went down that rabbit hole, Quincy Jones was born in 1933. His daughter, Rashida Jones, was born in 1976. So he's still slanging.
43.
Still slanging. Quincy Jones is 88. His daughter.
He had a kid when he was like my age.
42. Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
He's still going in dick first.
He's still going in dick first. Yeah.
Y'all crazy, man. Let's see how it looked, CZ.
I did get my first pick in every decade in my board. I wrote down like my top picks for every decade. I got my first pick in every single one.
I should have picked the Cosbys instead of Married with Children, though.
Yeah, I expected that. That's when I said I didn't expect Married with Children, I was expecting Cosby Show because I know you like that.
But Married with Children was Bundy. You know what I mean?
You left the Cosby Show for me.
This is the draft. We only have a little bit more time to cut this off. So, I mean, good, really good Happy Days late. I was a big fan of that move. You not taking the Cosby Show kind of blew my mind a little bit.
Yeah.
Of course, I like Dave. That's fresh.
What is each person's best pick? I think I said that Gilligan's Island was actually Leo's best pick. Brady Bunch, maybe. It's one of those two, though.
Gilligan's Island and Brady Bunch.
I
honestly thought that was Leo's soundboard.
That's my dogs. They're about over this shit.
Seinfeld and Friends. Who's got Friends?
Nobody got Friends.
Friends when I drafted.
Damn.
Yeah, I took Fresh Prince.
Look at this. Look at mine. I got Cosby Show, Seinfeld, The Office right there in the middle. I mean,
yeah. I mean, Wonder Years though. Wonder Years is. I mean, I guess you could erase that because that's not really comedy. It is, but it's not.
Oh well, buddy. You picked it.
You know what I mean? What do you guys think?
I think that you did the worst out of all of us.
That was expected though, because I don't watch many sitcoms.
Yeah, well, I mean, Leo, you struggled a little bit through it, but I think you did an okay job.
I mean, we know you like the Telemundo and all those sitcoms.
I like telenovelas.
No, I had to prep for this though. When y'all asked about sitcom draft, I was like, I don't even know sitcoms, so I had to research it early.
I still think I did pretty good. I mean, I got Gilligan's Island and Brady Bunch. That's like better than half of all y'all's.
I researched for 0 seconds. And I don't know if it told or not. The most research I did was looking up what the top per
I just
You actually
wrote down
watched-
everything that I like.
I gotta
You
say,
actually watch sitcoms.
I gotta say, Miko's really interested in the last part of this podcast. He's really listening closely.
I wonder why.
He's like sitting up, staring.
Cause he hear the other dogs barking.
Yeah, he's coming over to me.
Like, who are those other dogs?
Anyway, what up, Meek?
Oh yeah, I got dogs.
Woof.
Miko,
Anyway, we're
Be quiet,
wrapping up
Miko.
now. Everybody. wrap it.
Meanwhile, I got a little buzz.
hey,
You see that?
Anyway, guys, it was real. It was fun. It was real fun. We did a good job. We'll get at this the next time. All righty? Stop it.